to a new video. So in this video we're going to be tackling a few issues that we needed to do with the Golf. The last video we left off was there was an intake issue with the car. I needed to get that part. I did go around, as you'll see in this video. I went around getting a few quotes at Goldwagen, online, etc. I did eventually find it, so I just need to pick up that part and then fit it to the car, and then Bob's the uncle. As you can see, I've got some new merch, Never Stop Riding. So I've introduced this merch purely for the fact to fund this channel and the direction that I want the channel to move into, which is purchasing this channel's first project car. So through this, it's gonna help me put out a bit better content, more exciting content each and every time. I do realize that it sort of stagnates and becomes a bit monotonous. So that was the thinking behind it. So if you guys want to support your boy, go ahead and contact me through my Instagram and my email. The links will be down in the description. And let's get this ball rolling, guys. The plan is not to keep these project cars when they're done. It is to give it back to one of you guys at the end. Those who support me, it's just a way of giving back. And I know something like that could be life-changing. So as I said, if you want to support, let's get this ball rolling. And yeah, that's it. Let's get into this video. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe, so you're in the loop. Turn on your post notifications, so you're in the loop of what's happening. I'll be updating each and every time we're getting closer to eventually purchasing the project car. But yeah, let's get into the video. And yeah, cheers. What's up, guys? Let's go for a test drive. Bit of a spin. Video is it's a bit bumpy. What's up, guys? So I've got two back punches, and today we're gonna be sorting that out, plugging those things, because I have to go to the garage each time to put air in these tires, so it's a bit of a slip. So just jack it up here, sort this out. Alright, so that's my soapy water. So I did get a repair kit so that we can sort this out. Alright guys, so once I found where the holes were, I just used the tools provided in the kit. Puncture a hole through where you're going to put in your plug, and Bob's your uncle. So once I got both holes plugged in, I just checked it over with soapy water to see if they weren't leaking or not. And once I did that, just gave the rim a little clean and put it back, check it down, and what I did on the one side, you'll see we do on the other side. So as simple as that, one side is done. So as you can see, this job is not that difficult. All it is takes a bit of time and a bit of elbow grease. Saves me from going to the petrol station or the tire place to get this tire plugged. Also saves me a fraction of the costs. That's what we're all about, doing stuff on our own. And the next thing that I'm going to be tackling is the intake issue. I had a theory that I wanted to test out, so I don't know if it's going to work or not. Let's get into that. What's up, guys? So I was thinking last night about this intake manifold runner position switch sensor. So where the sensor is positioned, it's straight sort of underneath where the oil leak was coming from. And when I did look at it, it did look sort of covered in a bit of oil. So my thinking is, what I'm going to try and attempt is cleaning out the sensor with sensor cleaner. If that doesn't work, we'll just revert back to option or plan A, which would be replacing the sensor. If that doesn't work, then we might have to replace the whole intake manifold. So with that being said, let's get into this, see if we can solve this problem. Okay, so I'm just getting a few things out of the way, like the engine cover, a hose that's in the way as well, and the oil filter, just to give me a bit of space to try and get to that sensor. So I've managed to get that sensor unplugged. This oil filter's like threaded piece is stuck in here. I think I'm gonna have to get a new oil filter, or I have to. It's gonna cause problems. But as you see, it's quite close to where the oil leak was on the timing chain cover gasket. So it might have got a bit of oil in there, and maybe it's not making contact. I'm just gonna cover it up with plastic and some newspaper, and then try and spray it with the sensor cleaner. Hopefully that works. So as you can see, just put some newspaper over that oil filter housing, as well as a bit of plastic. I'm going to be spraying this sensor, see what it does. Right, so I think the sensor's probably dry enough now. We'll plug it back in and see if it made any difference. Alright guys, so I got my diagnostics tool plugged in, read the code, deleted it, and hoping that it's going to make a difference. As I said, if it doesn't, we'll just revert back to plan A, and then I suppose we're on plan C now, and go from there. Okay, so fault code is cleared. Let's see what happens. I doubt that it's gonna do anything because when I did start it up, the sort of idling or was a little bouncy. It's like went up and down, up and down. So anyway, we'll see what happens. As I said, if this doesn't work, we'll resort to plan A. So the next item on the agenda was the air filter. It was pretty banged up and needed changing. I'm gonna be doing a sound test of it before and after, just for fun. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think. So let's get into it. How's it, guys? So I went and got a new filter for this car. As you might have seen in some of the previous videos, it's a bit banged up and it needs replacing. I didn't get a can in, unfortunately, but for now, the Chinese brand or whatever you want to call it is going to have to do until the budget is budgeting. So let's get this thing changed. I must say it actually looks quite nice. Let's hope it will perform nice as well. So as you can see, actually looks quite nice. It's got a high performance type of look. Let's see how it works on the car. Uh, and this is the old one, banged up. I don't think this was doing the car any good. Let's check. Look at that. Okay, let's get it changed. So I got that one on pretty tight. Don't think it's going anywhere. Let's give it a little rev to hear what it sounds like. So that's one thing ticked off our list, or which isn't actually on the list but needed to be on the list. And that's done. Job done.